Summary of Chapter 16, more about thought. This chapter emphasizes the critical role of thought in achieving greatness. The central idea is that your thoughts shape your reality, and until you learn to think great thoughts, you cannot accomplish great things. Key points. Great thoughts lead to great actions. You will only achieve greatness in the external world when you start thinking great things internally. To do this, you must think about truths and deeper realities with sincerity. Example, if you want to achieve success in your career, first focus on developing powerful, positive, and purposeful thoughts. As your internal mindset shifts, your external actions will naturally align with those thoughts. Sincerity and integrity are essential. Sincere thinking comes from being honest with yourself and having pure intentions. If you harbor selfish or dishonest motives, your thoughts will lack power. To think sincerely, you must align with your highest inner values and act accordingly. Example, a business leader seeking to grow a company should focus on ethical goals and genuine service to others. Only with a sincere desire to do good will their thoughts and strategies lead to lasting success. Thought shapes your connection with God. True power lies in realizing that God is within you, not external to you. Meeting God within yourself requires deep, sustained thought, and this connection allows you to tap into the power you already possess. Example, instead of looking for external validation or guidance, spend time reflecting inward. You'll find that the answers and strength you need are already within you, waiting to be discovered. Focus on the good in people. To think great thoughts, you must stop focusing on the faults and mistakes of others and instead see their virtues. Look at people as souls moving toward greatness, not as flawed or lost beings. Example, in your relationships, choose to see the best in others, whether they are colleagues, friends, or strangers. This shift in mindset will lead to more positive interactions and stronger connections. Use your willpower to direct your thoughts. The function of the will is to guide your thoughts. Use it to focus on the positive aspects of life and people and refuse to entertain negative or limiting ideas. Example, if you find yourself doubting your abilities or success, use your willpower to redirect your thoughts toward your strengths and potential. Over time, this practice will strengthen your confidence and optimism. The importance of independent thinking. Many great philosophers, such as Schopenhauer, Emerson, and Goethe, emphasize the importance of thinking for oneself. Original thinkers who rely on their own perceptions are the ones who shape the world. Example, instead of following popular opinions, cultivate the habit of reflecting deeply on matters yourself. Whether it's a business decision or a personal choice, trust your own insights over external pressures. Thoughts rule the world. Your habitual thoughts have a greater influence on your life than even your closest relationships. These thoughts are what frame your reality. Example, if you regularly think about abundance, success, and joy, your life will start to reflect those qualities. On the other hand, if you dwell on scarcity or fear, your life will reflect those limiting beliefs. The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. To become great, you must first think great thoughts rooted in truth, sincerity, and positivity. Use your willpower to focus on the good in yourself and others, and recognize that the power to achieve anything lies within you. Before moving on to the next chapter, if you are enjoying this video, please subscribe to the channel. Summary of Chapter 17, The Idea of Greatness. This chapter explores the concept of true greatness, contrasting it with the common but flawed notion that greatness comes from power and control over others. The text emphasizes that real greatness lies in service, not domination. Key points. False greatness, power over others. Many people mistakenly associate greatness with the ability to control and dominate others. From ancient times to the modern business world, individuals like Rockefeller and Carnegie pursued wealth not just for its own sake, but for the power it gave them over others. Example, someone might work tirelessly to amass wealth, thinking it will make them great. However, if the goal is merely to gain control or power over others, this pursuit leads to a hollow version of success, not true greatness. True greatness, service to others. Real greatness, as exemplified by people like Abraham Lincoln, comes from service, not servitude. Lincoln is remembered as great because he served others with integrity, compassion, and selflessness, unlike leaders such as Napoleon, who sought personal power. Example, in a business setting, a leader who prioritizes the well-being of their team and customers over personal gain is more likely to be remembered as truly great. They serve with humility, not dominance. The temptation of power. As you begin to achieve success and recognition, you may feel tempted to advise, control, or direct others. While it's natural to want to help, you must avoid becoming patronizing or overbearing. Example, a manager who starts micromanaging their team may believe they are helping, but this behavior can stifle creativity and independence, diminishing their true leadership. Avoiding civility and altruism. On the flip side, some people believe that complete self-sacrifice is the path to greatness. However, this is as misguided as seeking control. While helping others is important, self-abnegation, total self-sacrifice is not the way to achieve true greatness. Example, a social worker who gives up their entire life to help others without considering their own needs might burn out and become ineffective. Balance is key. Serve others but maintain your own well-being. Swedenborg's view on love and power. The philosopher Emanuel Swedenborg divided people into two groups, those motivated by pure love and those motivated by the love of power for selfish reasons. He saw the lust for power as the root of all sin, both on earth and in the afterlife. Example, a leader who is driven by pure love will naturally uplift and support those around them, while a leader who is driven by a desire for power will create discord and struggle, even if they claim to act in the name of a higher purpose. Love, not just power. Many people focus on love for God or love for others, but pure love transcends this. Simply loving without ulterior motives is key to avoiding the pitfalls of both tyranny and meddlesome behavior. Example, a philanthropist who gives out of genuine compassion, without seeking recognition or control, practices pure love. They don't dictate how others should live or impose their beliefs, but rather offer support where it is needed. True greatness comes from a spirit of service, not from a desire to control or dominate. It is achieved by serving others with humility and compassion, while avoiding the extremes of both selfish power and self-sacrificing altruism. True greatness requires balance, integrity, and love without selfish ambition. Before moving on to the next chapter, if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe to the channel. Summary of Chapter 18, A View of Evolution. This chapter presents a philosophical view of evolution, highlighting the belief that humanity and the world are progressing toward a higher moral and spiritual state, even though poverty, suffering, and injustice still exist. The chapter argues that these hardships are part of an evolutionary process guided by God, aimed at developing humanity's ability to express higher qualities like love, justice, and creativity. Key points. Understanding the world as good in progress. Despite the presence of poverty, suffering, and injustice, we must view the world not as inherently bad, but as good in the process of becoming better. Evolution is leading everything toward a more perfect state. Example, a social worker witnessing poverty might feel compelled to dedicate their life to alleviating it. While the urge to help is admirable, they must also understand that these challenges are part of a larger, ongoing process of human growth and improvement. Evolution as the growth of life and spirit. Life started from single-celled organisms and evolved into complex beings through the insistent urge of spirit, ultimately culminating in human beings with the capacity for thought, creativity, and spirituality. Example, consider a young child learning to walk. Though they stumble and fall, each attempt builds their strength and coordination. In a similar way, humanity's historical struggles have been steps toward higher development. The rise of humanity. Human beings began as primitive creatures, but over time, each generation has embodied more of God's spirit, leading to advances in social, governmental, and domestic life. Brutality in early human history was a necessary stage in the evolution of human capabilities. Example, ancient civilizations practiced harsh forms of governance and religion, but these systems were steps in humanity's journey toward creating societies based on justice, compassion, and equality. Progress through inspired individuals. Throughout history, prophets, seers, and martyrs have played critical roles in leading humanity forward. These individuals, more attuned to God's Spirit, have introduced new ideas of morality and justice, even at great personal cost. Example figures like Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King Jr. can be seen as modern-day prophets who, inspired by higher ideals, helped humanity advance toward justice and equality, even when their efforts were met with resistance. The role of evil in evolution. What we perceive as evil or suffering is often just a stage in the development of something greater. Poverty and crime, though painful, are part of the necessary growth of humanity, and in time they will be swept off the stage as humanity evolves. Example, just as predatory animals played their role in the evolutionary process before disappearing as ecosystems changed, societal issues like poverty and crime will one day cease to exist as human consciousness continues to evolve. The purpose of evolution. The ultimate purpose of this evolutionary process is for God to express himself fully through humanity on the highest moral and spiritual plane. The end goal is the establishment of a world where love, justice, and goodness prevail, what religious traditions often call the kingdom of God. Example, just as an artist works through rough sketches before producing a masterpiece, humanity is still in the sketching phase, with the final masterpiece, being a world free of suffering where all people live in harmony and express the divine qualities of love and justice. This chapter views evolution as a divine process in which humanity is moving toward a higher state of being. While suffering, injustice, and evil exist, they are part of the journey toward a world where God's love and justice are fully realized. The hardships we face are temporary, necessary steps in our spiritual and moral development, ultimately leading to a perfected humanity. Before moving on to the next chapter, if you are enjoying this video, please subscribe to the channel. Summary of Chapter 19, Serving God. In this chapter, the author explores the concept of serving God, arguing that the best way to do so is by making the most of ourselves. As individuals strive for greatness, they may encounter conflicts in relationships and duties, but their primary duty is to develop their potential so that they can contribute to the world and express God's purpose through their lives. Key points. Duty to self versus duty to others. People often feel torn between improving themselves and fulfilling obligations to others. They wonder if they should wait to develop until they can do so without causing friction in their relationships. The chapter suggests that our duty to make the most of ourselves takes precedence because it ultimately benefits others. Example: a person considering a career change might feel guilty about leaving family responsibilities behind. However, by pursuing their full potential, they can eventually provide greater support for their loved ones. True service to God. The true service to God is not found in conventional religious activities or charity work, but in becoming the best version of ourselves. God seeks expression through humanity, and each of us is a vessel for His Spirit. By maximizing our talents and abilities, we give full expression to God's presence in our lives. Example: a musician who dedicates time to perfecting their art is serving God just as much as someone who works in a church, because their talent is an expression of God's creativity. This content as a driving force. The feeling of discontent is not a sign of ungratefulness but a signal that God is urging us to improve. We are not meant to be content with mediocrity, but to strive for better, more fulfilling lives. God pushes us forward by placing visions of a better life in our minds. Example: a person living in a comfortable middle-class lifestyle may still feel dissatisfied and dream of a more meaningful existence. This feeling is a divine nudge toward achieving something greater. Demonstration over teaching. Many people are unable to grasp the philosophy of self-improvement due to materialistic or limited mindsets. For such people, the best way to inspire them is through demonstration by living a life of greatness and showing them what is possible. Example: rather than lecturing others about the need for personal growth, a business leader who builds a successful, ethical company becomes a living example of what others can aspire to achieve. Fearlessly pursuing personal growth. The chapter emphasizes the importance of moving forward with personal growth, even if it causes temporary discomfort or strain in relationships. In the long run, pursuing greatness allows individuals to better support those who depend on them. Example: a young professional might feel hesitant to move to a different city for a career opportunity, worried about leaving their family behind. However, by following their calling, they will eventually be in a position to provide greater care and resources for their family. This chapter argues that serving God is not about self-sacrifice or waiting for perfect conditions, but about fearlessly pursuing personal greatness. By doing so, individuals give full expression to God's Spirit within them and become an inspiration to others. The greatest service one can render is to become the best version of oneself, as this empowers not only the individual but also benefits society at large. Before moving on to the next chapter, if you are enjoying this video, please subscribe to the channel. Summary of Chapter 20, a mental exercise. In this chapter, the author explains the importance and proper use of mental exercises for personal development. The key idea is that mental exercises are not about repeating words like charms or incantations, but about focusing on specific thoughts to form positive thinking habits. These exercises, when done correctly, can help you retrain your mind and influence your overall well-being. Key points. Purpose of mental exercises. The purpose is to train your mind to think certain thoughts repeatedly until they become habitual. It's not the mere repetition of words that matters, but the cultivation of consistent thought patterns. Example: if you repeatedly think thoughts of health and vitality, over time your body and mind will align with those thoughts, promoting better health and well-being. How to practice the mental exercise. Find a time when you won't be disturbed for 20 to 30 minutes. Lie down comfortably, preferably flat on your back, and start by relaxing every muscle in your body. Focus on specific areas of your body one by one, thinking positive thoughts about their functioning. For instance, think of your nerves as being in perfect order, your lungs breathing deeply, and your heart beating steadily. Example: while lying down, you focus on your lungs and think, "I am breathing deeply, my lungs are in perfect condition, and my blood is purified, reinforcing the idea of health in your body. Positive affirmations. As part of the exercise, you also mentally affirm that you are free of worries, whether financial, health-related, or otherwise. You remind yourself that all your desires are being fulfilled, and you have no reason for fear or anxiety. Example, during the exercise, you might think, I have no anxiety about money, because all that I need is being brought to me. This helps build confidence and a sense of peace. Moral and ethical affirmations. The exercise also encourages you to reflect on your moral integrity. You affirm that you rise above greed, selfishness, and negative emotions like envy or malice. You resolve to follow only those actions that align with your highest ideals. Example, as part of the mental exercise, you might think, I will follow no course of action that is not in line with my values. I am right, and I will do right. This helps strengthen your ethical resolve. The chapter emphasizes that consistent, positive thinking is the key to personal transformation. By regularly practicing these mental exercises, you can cultivate a healthier body, a more peaceful mind, and a stronger moral character. It is through these repeated thoughts that you align yourself with better outcomes in life, such as improved health, success, and emotional well-being. Before moving on to the next chapter, if you are enjoying this video, please subscribe to the channel. Summary of Chapter 21, a summary of the science of being great. This chapter wraps up the key ideas of the book, emphasizing that greatness is inherent in all human beings. Each person is made from the same intelligent substance, and therefore every individual has the potential for greatness. Key concepts. Greatness is universal. Everyone possesses the same essential powers and possibilities because we are all made of the same intelligent substance. Example, if one person can achieve greatness in their life, so can anyone else because the same potential lies within everyone. Overcoming limits. Heredity and circumstances do not determine your greatness. The soul's power can overcome these external factors. However, for the soul to manifest its greatness, it must guide both the mind and body. Example, even if someone is born into poverty or adverse circumstances, they can rise above these conditions by connecting with their inner strength. Connection with the universal spirit. To achieve greatness, it's essential to align your soul with the universal spirit. This connection provides access to all knowledge and the creative power of the universe. Example, by meditating or consciously connecting with the divine spirit, you can gain insights and knowledge that help you make better decisions in life. Attaining the right viewpoint. One must adopt a positive viewpoint, recognizing that everything in the world is part of a perfect evolutionary process. Even when things seem wrong, they are part of a greater plan that is advancing toward completion. Example, instead of seeing faults in society or others, view everything as perfect for its current stage of development. Moral and spiritual commitment. You must live according to your highest ideals and overcome moral temptations. Only by consistently acting in line with the highest part of yourself can you reach greatness. Example, if you feel tempted to take shortcuts for success, resist these urges and follow a path that aligns with your true values. Inner light and greatness. Each person has an inner light that guides them toward their highest potential. To achieve greatness, you must follow this light and express it in your daily actions. Example, trust your inner wisdom when making decisions, knowing it will always lead you toward growth and success. Affirming unity with God. By recognizing that you are one with God and affirming this for yourself and others, you align with divine power and unlock greatness. This unity with the divine will also lead to material wealth and the ability to handle all life's challenges. Example, consciously affirming, I am one with God, can help you attract success, peace, and wisdom in your life. Acting with purpose. Every action, no matter how small, should reflect your ideal vision of yourself. By consistently acting in a great way, you will be recognized as a person of power and influence. Example, whether interacting with family, friends, or colleagues, approach every task, big or small, with the mindset of greatness. Once you adopt the right mindset, align with your highest ideals, and make every action an expression of greatness, you have already achieved greatness. You will receive all the material wealth and wisdom you need, and great opportunities will naturally come your way. If you are enjoying this video, please subscribe to the channel.